Just wait. Wait, what's going on at YouTube?
What's up out there, YouTubers? How's it going?
SEL 0320.
It's Joe Johnson 030.
Representing JBS, we are back for a brand new spoiler-filled review of The Flash, Episode 9, Running to Stand Still. I've been waiting to say this name this whole entire time. Wally freaking West is here, y'all. My brother from another mother.
And it's actually very...
It's his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I mean, technically, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to know not only, you know, Joe's relationship with Wally, how it's going to grow, but also Barry.
Yeah.
So, oh, shoot. Yeah, so, yeah, that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Is upcoming new developments in the episodes.
Absolutely. We're going to try to touch on the main key points of spoilers, so we're not going over a whole episode.
Guys. We're going to serve you guys and pretty much get you guys some main tidbits for like what really happened in this episode. Starting in chronological order.
Okay, we'll do our best to do that. So, first tidbit was when Iris showed up to Barry after Barry was just kissing on Patty. They seemed like they were in a good place, and all of a sudden, just Iris breaks down, crying. I was like, "No, girl, you're too beautiful to be crying like that. No, what's going on?" And I know it's his boo, but she broke down and was like, "Look, I got a brother, bro.
Wow,
I got a brother.
Yeah,
and like I ain't even told my dad. Like this is eating me up inside, and I feel all this kind of guilt. And it was a touching moment because when she told him, he told her." She realized the only person that would really truly understand the weight and the gravity behind it was him, because he's lived with her as a brother, and at the same exact time he's loved her, so he can be able to reciprocate and receive all at the same exact time. And then all of a sudden, like they turned, and Barry was like, "Look, it's snowing," and I was like, "This is the makings of a real relationship."
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, if anybody would get each other, it's them two. And now it's like she knows who he is. Like she compliments him when he's the Flash. Like she's always grinding for him, encouraging him. She's his biggest fan, and she never shies away from that. Even though she might be still in love with somebody that's dead, like there's nothing she wouldn't do for Barry. And I was like, to see her back, I was excited. You know what I'm saying? I know you just eating this already. Oh, Joe, I'm sorry.
Nah, man, that's my dude, man.
Well, Iris is still single, Joe. So you know what I mean.
Candace?
Yeah.
Really?
No. Anyway.
I don't know if she's single. She might be married.
Anyway, she dropped the name that Wally was his name, and I literally screamed out loud. And like when she told Joe, like Joe took it so heavily, and it was like he couldn't even handle it. But then him and Barry had this one moment towards the third act where Joe had already told Barry about like this dad's watch and the reason why, because he was always late, you know, and he said to him early on that he wanted to give it to his son, and he was trying to figure out what kind of gift to give to give Barry, and he finally stopped and he was like, "I want you to have this." He was like, "No, I can't take that, bro." He said, "No, I'm giving this to my son." Even after he realizes that he has a legitimate son, right? He still has his willingness to give this to his son, his surrogate son. And I was like, that's love, bro.
Man, that caught me in the
feels, man.
Yeah, that's a touching moment, man. Very touching moment. Oh, dude, but let's talk about what's been going on with Harrison Wells.
Dude, like, so you want to go over like what Zoom's doing?
Yeah, so basically, Zoom is kind of like using like storytelling. Like he's got his daughter. And what he had wants out of Harrison Wells, it doesn't get revealed until later on in the episode. And Harrison kind of figure out what Zoom has been doing. Reason being because, okay, so Zoom appears to Wells, and Zoom is like, I'll give you a date to decide. And I'm thinking like, was he deciding or was it a proposition? Basically, Wells approached, Zoom appears to him a second time, and then Wells says to him, It's like, yo, you pretty much could have stopped Flash anytime you wanted to. But the fact that you're sending the villains over and you're allowing him to get stronger. So basically what Zoom is doing is basically strengthening Flash in order to get him stronger in order to take his Speed Force. And he wants Harrison Wells to help him do that. Yeah. While using his daughter as a bargaining tool. And man, that dude is so evil, bro, because like Harrison Wells was like, let me see my daughter. And then he brought his daughter, and Harrison hugs her, and his daughter in his face with tears in her eyes was just
don't
like,
let me go back.
Don't let me go back. And he's like, I won't. But as soon as he finished that, Zoom just snatches her back. I was just like, oh my gosh, this dude is so evil, man. That was jacked
Dude,
up.
his eyes are black.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
black.
his eyes are changing, because before I could at least kind of see like certain parts of his eyes. Now it's just pure black. And so, I mean, for him, the thing that's so messed up is that Barry had this revelation that he wanted to forgive Wells. He realized, looking at the situation that was going on with Patty, that he had arc in his heart still for this man that had killed his mother, which is justified, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, for me to be able to move on, I have to forgive you. And he wasn't talking to like the Wells of Earth 2, he was talking to the Wells that had already passed. And the thing is, it's so bad, is that the Wells of past is about to do the same exact thing that the old Wells did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Using him. And it's not because he wants to, but it's about to happen. And I'm like, this is wild, bro. This is so wild. But as far as with the Weather Wizard, and with, you know, the Trickster, I thought it was interesting symmetry. They put him through a lot of different tests. Barry learned this new trick of rotating his arms to be able to elevate. And the Weather Wizard kind of did the same thing.
Basically, Barry can fly, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, Barry was flying.
But didn't the Weather Wizard do the same thing? He was using like atmospheric pressure to move his body in the air.
Yeah, we ain't really talking about Weather Wizard, man, because he defeated.
Yeah,
He chump.
But at the same time, though, he plays a big role because of the fact he killed Patty's, you know, father, and Patty almost lost herself. Like, she was so fueled with hate and anger that, I mean, she was willing to do anything. I mean, she even had Barry on lockdown, about to kill the dude dead to rights.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a really touching sequence because Barry, I thought that Barry was going to have to reveal himself, but I was like, he can't do that in front of these two villains.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, what is he going to do? He has to trust her to do the right thing. And thankfully, she rose to the occasion and, you know, came to her better judgment. But it was like, Barry's lived through this, and she has no idea, you know. But either way, it was a solid episode. Hopefully we touched on all the different spoilers and tidbits, but the reveal of Wally West at the end, it came and knocked at the door, y'all. The dude came and knocked at the door. He was like, I gotta talk to y'all about something. And then he was like, maybe this is the wrong time. And they looked at him like, no, come in.
This is the right
time. This is the man that Barry is going to mentor.
Yeah.
Like, to train him to be the next Flash. Like, when Barry is gone, all it is going to be Wally West.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, this is groundbreaking. I wanted to talk about it in a non-spoiler that if Barry ever did die, that they literally could continue the series with this boy. And that's weight. They didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a wild move to do. That if Barry ever died, that they could actually continue. Now, this boy is gonna have to prove himself, and we're gonna have to, you know, come to love him. But it's evident that he plays in so much of a weight of this family that he's just the fourth member at this point. And so it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with it. I'm really excited. I'm glad they got a brother, you know, to be the Wally West 52 universe. Either way, I'm happy. You got anything else, Joe? You gave it a 9.9 or 9 out of 10? You gave it a 9 out of 10. And I gave it a 9.5. Hopefully y'all enjoyed our spoiler-free review for this amazing episode. Running to Standstill. Just like we about to do in our dreams. Later, y'all. JVS, we out.